The next question, the member for Cambridge.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Good morning. My question is for the Premier. Back in July, the Premier promised that we were not going to have a two-tier society. 8 weeks later, the Premier was announcing a two-tier passport system that is denying millions in Ontario the ability to access services, including public services paid for by the taxpayer, facilities, and in many cases is resulting in people losing their jobs. Upon announcing the passport, the Minister of Health instructed facility operators to call the police to enforce the passport. And sure enough, in a couple of weeks, that's what happened. Does the Premier defend the idea of using police services to enforce passport rules and arrest hockey moms as a good use of taxpayer dollars?
And to respond, the Solicitor General.
Thank you, Speaker. Now, as we've said from the beginning when we introduced the vaccine certificates, it was to ensure that we had safe workplaces, safe community centres, safe opportunities for our children and ourselves to be able to start to slowly but safely gather inside. The vaccine certificate does just that. We are asking people to be respectful of the fact that when business operators, when municipalities ask for proof of vaccines, that people do that and they do it respectfully. There are so many people who have worked so hard to get us to this point where we are over 80% vaccinated. We need to go the final mile to make sure that we protect everyone, and yes, that includes parents and individuals who want to use our public facilities and participate in sports and other activities inside.
The supplementary question.
Mr. Speaker, the government mentions health and safety. What's interesting is the new passport regulations from this government do not make any allowances for those who can show a negative COVID test. Millions in Ontario, vaccinated and unvaccinated, do not wish to participate in this witch hunt, forcing them to disclose their private health information. Let me give you an example. On Monday, I was the only MPP to access this legislative chamber with a negative COVID test. But some in here still wanted me expelled, even though the science shows you could all be carrying and spreading COVID, while the test shows that I was not. If this is all about health and safety, why doesn't the government allow for Ontarians to access facilities and keep their jobs by showing a negative COVID test or showing immunity to COVID, as has been done in other jurisdictions?
And to respond, the Government House Leader.
I thank the member for the question. Obviously, the protocol was put in place here in the Legislative Assembly to ensure that all members could have a safe working environment. As the Minister of Health has said on numerous occasions, we do encourage everybody to get vaccinated. It is the best way to protect the people of the province of Ontario. But again, it does respect the fact that members of Parliament have a right to access the precinct. That is a right that we were not prepared to take away from the people of the province of Ontario. I think the protocols that are from the members who are elected to this place, I think it is a protocol that the Speaker put in place with the support of members, most of the members of this House, and as the member highlighted in her question, Mr. Speaker, she was granted that access that she has a right to have in this place by virtue of a negative test. So we've protected that, or I should say that the Speaker has protected that right for all members of Parliament. And I'm grateful for the Speaker for allowing that precedent to continue on. Thank you.
Thank you very much.